Hello and welcome to Newsbreak. My name's Nat. Let's see what's on the show. Tasmanian Tiger discovery. David Attenborough's climate warning. And rollerblading cops. But before we get started, feel free to hit subscribe. Has the long-extinct Tasmanian tiger finally been rediscovered? Well, one guy in Tassie certainly thinks so. He reckons he's got photographic proof of an entire thylacine family. His video about it has gone viral, but wildlife experts aren't convinced.
It all started with this.
Believe that the first image is the mum. We know the second image is the baby because it's so tiny. And the third image is the dad.
Neil is the president of the Thylacine Awareness Group in Australia.
And so now we're trying to find a camera. It's in here somewhere.
The last known Tassie Tiger died way back in 1936, and since then, groups like his have been trying to find proof they still exist in the wild. So the news got people really excited.
I've left the images with Nick Mooney from the museum. He's an honorary to the museum in Hobart.
Nick Mooney is a wildlife biologist. He thinks it's actually a case of mistaken identity, and the photos are more likely to be Tasmanian Pademelons, which are small wallabies. But despite the disappointing news, lots of people seem to have hope these iconic animals are still out there. So something tells me Neil's sighting won't be the last. Really gotta stop walking around in circles so much. It's really just a lot of...
Super famous nature guy David Attenborough has told the UN that world leaders need to act on climate change. His virtual speech to the United Nations Security Council was actually a really serious warning.
If we continue on our current path, we will face the collapse of everything that gives us our security. Food production, access to fresh water, habitable ambient temperature, and ocean food chains.
The UN's hosting a climate summit to tackle some of those issues in November. Some big news now from long-running animation series The Simpsons. The character of Dr. Hibbert is going to be played by a black actor for the first time. Kevin Michael Richardson will take on the iconic role, replacing Harry Shearer, who's voiced Dr. Julius Hibbert since the show began.
Young man, there's nothing funny about novelties.
Last year, the show's producers announced they'll no longer use white actors to voice non-white characters. Police officers in Pakistan's largest city are rolling out a new system to crack down on crime. Here's Joe.
They're fighting crime on wheels. Meet Karachi Police Force's new armed rollerblading unit. Police wanted to find a way to target the tight and complex areas of the city streets, and this was the runaway winner.
Starting here.
This is just the beginning. Through this training, we will be able to curb crime in the future.
This team has spent a month training in skates to make sure they're up for the task. It's an idea that's already been used in other parts of the world, like in France, and it's proven to be a success. The team will patrol busy areas, chase down thieves and act as security. Locals say seeing cops skating in public already makes them feel safer, and it looks like they're off to a flying start.
Right, okay. I'll be over shortly, mate. Listen, I'd love to stay, but I've really got to go. The Animal Kingdom's just given me a call and sounds like they're in a bit of a pickle. It's time for animal rescue. Watch out, there's an ostrich about. Yep, on the streets of Beihai City in China, someone's ostrich decided to fly the coop. The big bird was captured from all angles on traffic cameras and even people driving by. Luckily, the bird's owner managed to track him down and bring him home safely. This poor little fella was found stuck between a rock and a hard place. Literally. It took firefighters in Spain, armed with power tools, more than 2 hours to free the stuck dog. Oop, and off he pops. Now, remember those turtles we showed you last week? You know, rescued off the cold coast of Texas, filling up an entire convention centre? Well, now they've been returned to the water. A bunch of volunteers and marine scientists loaded 25 turtles onto this research vessel, giving them a lift back home. Or thereabouts. Well, that's all the rescuing we've got time for today. In the meantime, why don't you hit subscribe? Why not? We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.